Hi class, and welcome to week 4 of HSA 6152. So this week we are covering the topic of health economics in a health policy context. So you'll be reading chapter 9. You also have your outline for your health policy paper due. This will give you a chance to really brainstorm how you want to organize your paper on the topic you're covering. This assignment definitely will get you started doing your research. I do expect you to include a good amount of detail in your outline. Remember, the more detail you include, the easier the task of writing your paper is. So right now I'm going to jump to a sample outline. I want you to be aware of what format I expect you to use. So let me go to the paper real quick. All right, so here we are. In this outline, as you can see, a short introduction, which includes a clearly stated thesis statement. Throughout the outline, you should be supporting your thesis statement, and the idea is to support it with credible research. So you're going to be dividing your paper in different subheadings that are relevant to the topic you're covering. And you're going to make sure to include in-text citations and include information that will be included in each subheading, in each section of your paper. So similar to what you're looking at right now, introduction here in this specific outline, they're covering access to healthcare as well as healthcare financing and other topics. Now, as you can see, here are in-text citations following the APA format. Now, I always suggest for my students to check out the Purdue Online Writing Lab and go to the APA writing style. So with your in-text citations, you should have 2 brackets. In your brackets, you will include your author's surname, a comma, and your publication year. If the author's name is not indicated in the article or the piece that you're including in your research, you should include the organization name as the author, but that's all included in the guide that they have on the Purdue Online Writing Lab website. All right, so let me scroll a little further down. As you can see, in-text citations throughout the outline, and then to the reference list. Again, it should be, your references do need to follow an APA format. You do need at least 5 references in your outline, and that pretty much covers it for what I wanted to cover in relation to the outline. Now I'm going to go back to our module for this week. Other than your outline, you also have a quiz that's due this week. All right, now I'm going to scroll down the page and jump to the next page found in week 4 module. So here is the PowerPoint presentation that goes along with chapter 9. And I'm going to scroll through the information from the chapter a bit. Here is a diagram titled Characteristics of Key Market Structures. The 3 market structures that are covered in this table are perfectly competitive, monopoly, and monopolistically competitive. All right, so now in the next page, you'll have the video lecture for chapter 9. If I'm not mistaken, it should not be more than 10 to 15 minutes. And then I'm going to go through a couple of videos for this weekend. And this week we only have one. The video is titled The Economics of Healthcare. And in this video, they talk about the different reasons why healthcare in the U.S. is very expensive and what exactly is the money going to. All right, so now, next is the quiz for this week. Then there's going to be a submission link for the outline. And last is our weekly checklist. So make sure you complete everything on the weekly checklist before going on to week 5. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Take care.